Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, is widely known and introduced as a technologically advanced individual who has revolutionized our society, fundamentally changed aspects of life such as communication, research, and entertainment, and has brought our civilization computers such as Macintosh and iMac, motion pictures such as Pixar and Toy Story, and consumer electronics such as iPhones, iPods, and more. Steve Jobs, who is one of the most outstanding and prominent entrepreneurs of our time, once said, "Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower, as well as your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." Steve Jobs brought forth groundbreaking innovations in electronics from the iPhone to the iPad, which was not only revolutionized entire industries, but also changed the way we interact with technologically in our daily lives. His relentless pursuit of simplicity, design, and user experience reshaped the way companies operate, the way industries evolve, and how we as consumers connect with technology. Although many industries have been disrupted through Steve Jobs' interventions, the first one he accomplishes was the personal computer industry. According to Lumsden, MIT, Stephen Paul Jobs was born on February 24, 1955, in San Francisco, and was adopted as an infant and raised by a couple of Los Altos in California. He entered Reed College in Portland, Oregon in 1972, but he dropped out after one semester to work for Atari, a maker of video games. He had become very interested in emerging world of personal computing while still in high school, when he began attending lectures of Hewlett-Packard Company. This is where he met and befriended Wozniak. Apple Computer Inc. was founded on April 1st, 1976 by college dropouts, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. He brought to the new company a vision of changing the way people viewed computers. Jobs and Wozniak wanted to make computers small enough for people to have them in their homes or offices. Simply put, they wanted a computer that was user-friendly. Jobs and Wozniak started out building the Apple I in Jobs' garage and sold them without a monitor, keyboard, or casing, which they decided to add on in 1977. The Apple II revolutionized the computer industry with the introduction of the first ever color graphics. Sales jumped from $7.8 million in 1978 to $117 million in 1980. The year Apple went public. Through the rest of the 1980s, Apple was still doing well. In 1990, it posted its highest profits yet. This was, however, mostly due to the plans that Jobs had already set in motion before he left. Most notably, his deal with a tiny company by the name of Adobe, creator of Adobe Portable Document Format, or PDF. Together, the two companies created the phenomenon known as desktop publishing. Over the course of a few years, Apple's market share suffered slowly after its peak in 1990, and by 1996, experts believed the company to be doomed. Jobs decided to make some changes around Apple. He forged an alliance with Microsoft to create a Mac version of its popular Office software. Not long after this decision was the turning point for the company. Jobs revamped the computers and introduced the iBook, a personal laptop. followed by iPod and MP3 player, which became the market leader. Steve Jobs' innovations have made technology more accessible and user-friendly, which has changed how people live and work every day. Jobs' innovations have made it faster and easier to make appointments, reservations, and conduct businesses. How people communicate, from making phone calls to using mobile devices to access information, and have revolutionized film and music. Based on my research, I found that Jobs' designs were characterized by simplicity, elegance, and ease of use. He believed that simple can be harder than complex. According to the Harvard Business Review, when Jobs and his small team designed the original Macintosh in the early 1980s, his injunction was to make it insanely great. He never spoke of profit maximization or cost trade-offs. Don't worry about price, just specify the computer's abilities, he told the original team leader. Walter Isaacson, Jobs' biographer, noted that Jobs' vision for the Macintosh was to create a computer that was not only powerful but also user-friendly, with a graphical user interface that made it accessible to the average person. By 1985, Apple had sold 70,000 Macintosh units. According to Sligo editors, Apple focused on user experience. Jobs introduced the G3 with its colorful, translucent design. Jobs also unveiled the MacBook Air as the thinnest laptop in the world. Jony Ive, Apple's former chief, describes Jobs as being the most remarkably focused person he had ever met. Jobs uses feedback techniques like Apple stores and surveys to determine user experiences. Jobs also used what the users wanted and needed, which helped Apple create products that resonated with the customers. In addition to personal computers, another Jobs innovation was customization of motion pictures. According to CNET, Jobs' vision and dedication to innovation were crucial in driving Pixar's rise to greatness. Under his leadership in 1995, Pixar transformed the film industry with the release of Toy Story, the first fully computer-animated film. He fostered an environment that encouraged creativity and risk-taking, which was crucial for innovation. According to the University of Michigan, in 1984, Steve Jobs purchased graphics division from Lucasfilm for $10 million, which he transformed into Pixar. He invested heavily in the company, both financially and emotionally, believing in its potential to change the view of entertainment. His insistence on quality and pushing the boundaries of technology led to huge advancements in animation. Through 1996, the company grossed more than $360 million in its production of Toy Story. Along with motion pictures, another one of Jobs' innovations was consumer electronics. According to technology analysts, many experts have suggested that one of Steve Jobs' successes was his ability to redefine consumer electronics by focusing on seamless integration of hardware and software in consumer electronics. Jobs revolutionized consumer electronics by integrating hardware and software. The iPhone combined a touchscreen and intuitive operating system, the app ecosystem, redefined smartphones and transformed technology use and moved towards an open standards-based, web-enabled architecture. After the iPhone's 2007 launch, global smartphone shipments hit 1.4 billion by 2001. The company generates $320 billion in developer revenue by 2022, reshaping the industry. Also, according to industry experts, Steve Jobs maintained close partnerships with suppliers to enhance efficiency and reduce production costs, allowing Apple to deliver high-quality consumer electronics. Apple's long-term partnership with Foxconn streamlined manufacturing, contributing to the production of over 2.2 billion iPhones as of 2022. In fact, Apple's supply chain optimized helped with the company achieved a gross margin of around 43% in 2022. So as you can see, Steve Jobs helped transform 7 industries: personal computing, animated movies, music, phones, tablet computing, retail stores, and digital publishing. He thus belongs in one of America's great innovators, along with Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, and Walt Disney. Steve Jobs co-founded Apple in his parents' garage in 1976, was ousted in 1985, returned to rescue it from near bankruptcy in 1997, and by the time he died in October 2011, had built it into the world's most valuable company. According to the Harvard Business Review, during the development of almost every product he ever created, Jobs at a certain point hit the pause button and went back to the drawing board because he felt it wasn't perfect. That happened even when the movie Toy Story. Steve Jobs was an amazing individual because of his curiosity and drive and focus on innovation. He was a leader who inspired others to create groundbreaking products. He was always questioning the unknown and learning new things, and was purely focused on essential and unnecessary details. Jobs was proactive, ambitious, self-motivated, and was committed to quality and attention to detail. The last words of Steve Jobs, billionaire, who died at 56. I have reached the pinnacle of success in business in other people's eyes. My life is a success.